last vlog, Josh and I were talking about having like both versions of this character All Might from a show that we've liked for a while.
A show that we've watched over the summer.
You have the super-powered one, and I'm getting the depowered one. We each would have one.
Yeah, I'm like both halves of the earth.
Yes. Josh put the All Might up on his desk here.
And that's where it'll stay until you come back.
I am basically at the gate right now. I just stopped at one of the cafes around here, and I'm gonna have like this hummus and vegetable sandwich. One of my carry-on bags is ridiculously heavy. I've just been like lugging it around, sweating my ass off right now, but doing all right, I guess. It's gonna be a few hours before the flight takes off. It's been delayed by like an hour, 25 minutes. Now waiting to go onto my next flight. I gotta tell you guys, I'm like so tired. I barely slept on the first flight over here. First time I've ever been to Japan, which is awesome. It's really cool, but I can't really leave the airport. I mean, there's like shops and stuff I can check out, which I have been. But yeah, I can't really explore the area yet. Not until I actually come here for real for like a solid vacation.
Hey there, guys. So just had my first night out here in Taiwan. I'm out in the Da'an district. Last night I've had to do a lot of stuff. So I first got a SIM card temporarily from the airport. I got like a 3-day SIM card. As far as I'm aware, I didn't really record much of last night when I was, interacting with my landlord. We were going over like the contract and stuff and expenses and whatever. This room, which I'm staying at temporarily until the room that I want opens up, like September 1st or September 2nd. This room is on the 6th floor and there's no elevator. So I swear to God, I had to lug all this stuff that you see down here, all the way up the steps. And I'll tell you, this suitcase specifically was, oh my God, the worst. I'll tell you that much. I recall having like sweat dripping off of my body from like every orifice. It wasn't pretty, but finally made it up because that thing weighs 90 pounds. Even though this room is temporary, or it could be anyways, I have the freedom to choose it as opposed to the other room that I chose in the beginning. I still have the freedom to like just keep this room. I mean, because it's really spacious and stuff, and has a nice bed. My landlady is really nice. She gave me this big bottle of water that she was like carrying around, I guess, for herself. I had no water, and of course, like I was saying, I was sweating like a madman. They have Wi-Fi here, and they also have direct Ethernet ports, which I have already connected to my laptop. But as far as the AC adapters on the wall, I mean, I don't know if this is consistent everywhere in Taiwan, but it's not like a 3-pronged hookup here, only the 2. And that works out, for the things that only have 2 prongs that I use, like of course my iPhone charger. But for my laptop, I have this, of course, is 3-pronged one, so I'm gonna bring that probably to like a 7-Eleven, which is basically just downstairs, super close. I'm gonna bring that down and just ask if they have like a converter for it. I'm sure they do. And if they don't, I'm screwed. All right. I'm excited. I really am. I'm just super jet lagged right now. Wow, I thought I would get more sleep on the plane. I got to register for classes in like 2 days, and I also have to finish like a teaching portfolio for a class that I was taking back in the US. This is kind of the area where we do laundry. Looks like they have a fridge here, but I think it's full with like things that we're not really... Yeah, so that's unrelated to what we can use, I guess. So anyways, this is the washing machine. You wash it all up and then you hang your clothes, let it dry out in the sun. You know, thank God that there's like a roof here, because as you guys may know, I mean, the humidity out in Taiwan is crazy. There's lots of raining, especially at this time of the year. So far it hasn't rained since I've been here, as far as I know. Maybe it rained at night, I'm not sure. But yeah, that's where I'm at. And so, yeah, this is kind of the view from the area. I think it's pretty cool. Yet like a cool view of the city and stuff. It's not perfect, obviously. It's kind of, you know, just how it is. Lots of places, lots of apartments that a bunch of students are staying at around this area. So it's relatively quiet, actually, if you ask me. Now, let me take you guys down these steps. I mean, you gotta understand, like, I was so jet lagged when I came through to this area, and then I had to like lug this 90-pound suitcase one step at a time. I told my landlord as we were going up, it's like, hey, it's a good workout, you know, whatever. Got to look at it in a positive way. Right now I'm going to one of the convenience stores, one of which that's close is called the PX Market. The other one is, of course, 7-Eleven. And there's also like family marts in Taiwan. Those are well known. But I'm probably going to the PX Market, so I'll take you guys there. All right, here we are at the bottom. And there's my bike. Just kidding, guys. Definitely not my bike. Okay. It looks like the PX Mart is still closed, I think. I think it opens at like 8, but I'm pretty sure it's past that time. I don't know. Anyways, here's the 7-Eleven. I'm told that convenience stores in Taiwan are like pretty comprehensive. They have like basically anything you need by the time. And like, this is legit. This place, the 7-Eleven, is like legit next to your door to where I'm living. So happy about that. Never seen brown rice milk before. Probably gonna get 1 or 2 of these. Then I guess have myself some cereal or something. Right now I'm on my way to get a proper SIM card for my phone, because I may or may have not already mentioned that I have like a 3-day SIM card that I got from the airport, but of course it's not sufficient given the time that I'm staying. So, man, this place looks so much different at night. Tons of people out. But yeah, so far just gotta walk over to this place that closes at 8, and I think it's like 7:40 right now, so cutting it close, but should be able to make it. I went there earlier today, but they couldn't let me get a SIM card until I had my passport with me, which is something I guess I got to remember to just basically bring everywhere with me anyways. I'm telling you guys, it looks so much different from how it does in the day. It's like everything opens up at night. It's kind of interesting how that works. Of course, I was here last night, but I had such terrible jet lag that like I could barely tell left from right. Still getting a feel for this area. Yeah, one of the trademark kind of desserts out in Taiwan is the, I guess, ice sorbet things. I got like this power converter for my laptop charger. I luckily found like a convenience store that also kind of doubled up as a hardware store, and I managed to get it. And the place is pretty close by, so anyways, it's pretty convenient. If there's one thing I can't get enough of out in Taiwan, it's the weather. I don't know why, but it's like
you know, hot, humid weather for me is just bliss. It's just comforting to be in an area like this after such a long time of planning and all that. And, you know, I do have to admit, it's like super sad at times, you know, knowing that I'm kind of on the other side of the world from family and friends and stuff. But we keep in contact, and like, you know, even though I'll be living here for years and stuff, the plan is to visit them every so often, so I guess I'm not really sweating it that much. These are the streets. This is one of the main roads. That's Jinshan Nanlu 2段. Yeah, Jinshan South Road, Section 2, as it says. So yeah, it is nice in that sense, though. There's a lot of like English translations next to signs and stuff. Not everywhere, of course, as you can see. Sometimes it's just traditional Chinese and stuff, but I'm okay with that. In a way, I kind of prefer that, so it's a good way to learn. Another thing about the weather, it's much less polluted than it is in Beijing. I was kind of worried about that aspect here, but it doesn't seem like anything to worry about. The pollution isn't like visible as it is in Beijing, so I'm sure there's like plenty of pollution, but just like, you know, clearly it's just not nearly as bad. So here it is. It's called Zhonghua Dianxin. Zhonghua Dianxin. They have all kinds of SIM card plans, and you get a discount if you're a student. So here's my best friend. This is the inside of the place. It's super fancy. And earlier today when I was here, when I didn't have the passport, this robot... Oh, I gotta go. Okay. As you can see, their gate is closing up right now, so I just barely made it pretty much. I was the last customer in there. But yeah, as you saw, they switched up the SIM card on my phone, so I now have a new phone number and stuff. And of course, I have like a new data plan that will work out here as opposed to using a SIM card from America, which would be like so expensive. I think that's pretty much it for today as far as what I need to do. I'll probably grab something to eat, show you guys the food. That's the one thing about Taiwan, is that, you know, of course, people say all the time the food is awesome. There's a track here that's like super close to where I live, and yeah, I don't know, I love the culture of like people I don't know, getting together and just exercising and stuff. It's really cool. So, I mean, I'll use this track for sure if I can, if it's like open in the mornings and stuff, because that's when I run. Taiwan seems to be like very much about convenience in so many different ways, as far as like food and just, I don't know, different amenities. That's something I'm super pumped about. I love that about Taiwan. So you guys remember this PX marketplace? I found out recently that it has a basement, and there's like tons of stuff. They have like these huge water bottles. This is insane. Like, these are almost, I mean, of course it's not quite 2 gallons, but it's kind of it's on the brink. That's crazy, man. They sell these, you know, and it's only looks like it's only 47 yuan for the 6,300 milliliter, which is, I guess, like $1.50 basically, a US $1.50. So that's crazy, man. This is insane. I'm probably gonna get like 2 of these, I guess, and then throw it in my room. Maybe 1, to be honest, because these are giant, but I don't know. I could probably take 2. Yeah. Wow. I found this track area here where people are playing basketball and exercising, I guess, or stretching in the background. And I'm telling you guys, like, it's legit probably a 2-3 minute walk from my place. And one of the things I miss a ton about living in Beijing temporarily was the track that I could use. And of course there's plenty of that in America, but I was never really close to one until Beijing. Like never really living close to one. Yeah, this is pretty cool, man. Pretty cool. Alright guys, so that'll be it for today. Still pretty jet lagged. I must admit I slept for like 4 or 5 hours in the middle of the day today. It's not a good idea. I know I should just stay awake, as my dad kept telling me on the way to the airport. Obviously did a lot today, so pretty satisfied with that. Also, as I'm doing work here, might not be able to see that well, but I was reminded of course, I got an email reminding me about, of course, a scholarship that I got, and that I didn't forget about, but what I did forget about was to tell you guys that I got it in the first place. So I got a scholarship called the Huayu Enrichment Scholarship, and it's going to last for 9 months. That's one of the reasons I'm able to stay here for so long. Of course, I'll stay here for like at least 3 years, given the masters that I'll take on after this first year of just like training for Mandarin. But pretty much, yeah, for the 9 months that the scholarship takes place, I'm going to be given a stipend of about $850 US per month. Just the fact that like I was accepted and everything, it just makes me feel so grateful, because I hear it's pretty competitive. If you're looking for a way to do basically what I'm doing, go to Taiwan and study Mandarin for some time, you can do it through this scholarship. The stipend goes towards like a direct bank account that you create out here in Taiwan, so you can put it towards anything once you're here studying. That'll be it, guys. You know what time it is. All right.
3, 2, 1, go.
Harry's Chinese blog.
So stupid.
Instead of teaching you a sentence, I figured I would teach you how to use the Chinese keyboard on your phone. What you want to do is you go to your settings, you go to general over here, you want to scroll down a little bit, you'll see keyboard, and then you can press the keyboards up top, that button there. As you can see, I already have my Chinese keyboards up here, so what you want to do is add new keyboard. And now of course I already added Chinese, so won't be able to see it here, but yeah, you can find the keyboard you want, and so you could either find simplified or traditional Chinese. Once you're out of that, it gives you the option to use a pinyin or handwriting keyboard, and with the pinyin one I use the QWERTY, just because that's just like a standard keyboard option. You can change that around if you really want to, but anyways, I'll give you now an example. All right, so here's a quick example of what you need to do. So on the bottom of the keyboard you have this little globe symbol. You just hold that down, scroll your finger upwards, and select whichever keyboard you want. Another option, you don't have to hold the globe, you could also tap it and it'll just automatically go to another keyboard for you. But if you have a ton like I do, then you just hold and scroll, basically. And then as far as the handwriting, you can do that. You select that and then you just write it out, just like I'm doing. If you guys have any questions about this, because I may have been slightly vague and I don't know, maybe my camera work isn't really that good, then yeah, comment below and let me know, mother brothers. All right, guys, I'll see you around. I got this little All Might figure from Josh. I'll see you soon. Bye-bye.